She hasn't posted the Eventbrite yet. No, Barbie. I haven't seen it. As soon as, if I hear anything, or if you guys, if anyone hears anything, let us know. She was in the final contract with the Green Valley Ranch. So just waiting on that. And then once the tickets are out, there will be 150 tickets, and then they will be gone. Okay? And I also want to say, if you haven't voted on the time for this team call yet for summer, we're really, really almost tied between either the 7 p.m. Central or the 9 p.m. Central. Either kind of get it done early or go late. And I see benefits to both. I really do. So maybe we'll switch it up for the summer. But if you haven't yet voted, you want to vote on that, go do it in the group. What I'm most excited about for tonight, you guys, is Danni. So Danni started shortly after I did. You know, the way that this business works, sometimes we enroll people and sometimes people are, you know, other people enroll people that end up becoming blessings in our organization, right? And so Danni came into my organization. We went to high school together at Stillwater, and I have just seen massive a shift in her. You know, she's always been just like showing up consistent as ever for 7 years. Always posting, always adding value to the groups, always willing to help you out, whether she's tied to you or not, always showing up at every event. But I will tell you, this year I have seen this shift in her, and it plays out in her income results as well, which of course income is just one piece of it, but she's quadrupled her income so far this year from last year. Right, Danni? Quadrupled. Yep, and yep. She's going to talk to you guys. She also is creating just this massive movement and this team, and shouting out her team and these new consultants. And, you know, Barbara, who I mentioned today, is one of her new consultants. So the duplication is happening. And I'm just thrilled for her to share with you guys. You know, I know sometimes people get in their heads like, oh, I haven't done it yet, or I haven't, no, like, now can be your time. And she's going to tell you how and why and exactly what she's been doing. So Danni, thank you so much for spending the time with us tonight.
Sure.
I'll hand it over to you, and yeah, here we go.
Okay. Well, like Allison kind of mentioned, I've been doing this for 7 years. And when I started, I wanted nothing to do with the business. I don't even remember so Shailene's one who enrolled me, and I don't think she even mentioned the business, or if she did, I was like, la, 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 no. And then I finally agreed 9 months later to go to a sip and sample, and I saw the comp plan. I was like, what? You can earn how much for, okay. And then, you know, business took off right away in the beginning, but then for those who have been here for a while, your business kind of goes like this, backwards, up and down. But like Allison said, I remain consistent. There's times that maybe the gas wasn't all the way down to the floor, and then I'd restart again. So that is a huge thing that I like to tell people now. Don't push on the gas and then stop, because starting over takes a lot of energy and a lot of work. So something happened this January, and I don't know what it was. I don't know what the shift was, but I just decided that this is my business. I am not going to wait for Allison. I'm not going to wait for Amanda to do something like I have to do this. This is my business, not theirs. With collagen coming out, I decided to open up a collagen group. I reached out to all my current and past members about the collagen and asked if they wanted to join the group, and most of them said yes, because it's not scary to go into a group. You know, they're not buying anything, they're just checking stuff out. So got that group going, created a lot of curiosity between the group and my own page, and once the collagen dropped, it was just like, it was bananas, just go, go, go. So far this year, I've created 7 new consultants solely on collagen. Just like, what? And they're people who I've never talked to about isogenics at all. And I reached out to them. There was no judging about it. That, I don't know if you guys watched the Hillary Courtney thing that she had months ago. Just sent out some verbiage to people, and some said no, and other people like, for sure, I want to learn more about it. And it was just a simple thing. And the other change this year is I started doing the leader in action form. In the past, I always thought, I was like, what's that dumb form? You know, I didn't understand it. And now, I mean, I've been doing it for every month, scribbling front, back, everywhere. And my money has grown just by looking at the points rather than focusing on just my cycles. actually focusing on like, okay, who can I help break events? Who can I help earn money, help my team grow? So far this year, you guys, I've had 110 new people start on my personal team. And of the 110, I only enrolled 19. That's, my mind's like, what? Like, that's craziness. But I think what's helped is the collagen group. And also, we've done a lot of, since no one really wants to meet in person anymore, we've done a lot of three-way messengers. So anyone that had questions or someone wants enrolled, and I'm the third party person. Same thing with if they have questions about how to earn money. And what I've done with every person who's either enrolled or who's had questions about how much the collagen is grab 2 people, $200, just simple, nothing big. And that's really how people popped consultants so fast, is just how easy, grab 2 people. It's not, the shakes and cleanses are great, but a lot of people, that's worked for them to do. Collagen, they just, here, drink this, so it's just been kind of bonkers that way. Let's see what else I've been doing. But yeah, the daily action, reaching out to people in the group. I don't know, are you guys all in the collagen group?
So, so Danni has her, so just to be clear, Danni, what's it called?
I don't know, collagen glow up or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So she started it, she's been running it. I saw you're giving away an ISA delivery, right?
Yep.
In the group this week.
Yep. So usually once a month, we're kind of doing almost like a push week that we'll do some kind of prizes, and people, obviously, prizes, they like that. So we've done ISA delivery. We've done just other random prizes. We've done a full pack of a 4-pack of collagen, and kind of varying of how to get your name in the drawing, from enrolling 2 people, simply ordering your names in it. It's just, we're trying to figure out what's a good way for people to kind of get excited about different drawings. So that it's been super helpful.
That's awesome. And you're saying that they can be in the group and invite to it.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
She's put so much work into this, you guys. It opened in January and there's 685 people in it right now, and it's just specific to collagen. So yeah, Barbie, this is so simple. These people, I do think sometimes we see hang-ups like, oh, do I have to cleanse coach someone, or I don't know how to tell someone to do a 30-day, but to do the collagen, it's a totally different ballgame, right?
Yep. And I've had people now who have started the collagen, and then they're like, well, what's this shake thing? Or I see you're cleansing, what's that? So they're like starting now to look at what else, or what's that BIA? What's that? So that's, I call it like collagen is a gateway drug to the rest of what Isagenix has to offer. And then people are just seeing the community too with Isagenix. I have a lot of people who are or were with other network marketing companies, and then they start this and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so much easier to share than nails or Norwex or so.
Or clothing. You have some clothing, right?
Yep.
And I mean, the clothing's great. It's just not like it's not consumable. It's not the same sort of thing, right? So it's not a constant reorder.
Yeah.
So good. Can I ask, what are you saying to the people who are terminated? Like, what's the exact verbiage?
Sure. So in January, I just reached out saying, hey, have you seen any of my collagen posts? Because I started doing some teasers about the collagen posts or collagen coming out, and they'd say yes or no. And I would just say, well, there's this new marine collagen coming out. Super excited. We have some transformations already from Australia. I have this group. Do you want to join? Sure. Added them to the group, let them kind of see in there, give them a couple days, and reach back out once it was released saying, hey, do you want it? Here's a link.
Okay, so
the recommended cart.
So once in the group, you are doing the follow-ups with them after the fact.
Yep. Have you checked it out, or if there's any kind of promo going on, if there's before when they had free shipping and whatnot, or if we're running, the month with a prize, like, hey, did you see this going on? Are you ready to order? So I've had a lot of people too say, I'm using a powder collagen. Ask the question of like, have you noticed anything different? They're like, no, it's just easy. I'll I'll wait till I run out of it. I will
Mhm.
keep watching.
Yeah, and then I also feel like your social media has gotten just so super consistent. Like, are you
Mm-hmm.
planning it out in advance? How
on,
are
on
you?
Sundays, I tend to kind of, I wouldn't say plan, but just have some ideas of what I'm going to do. And because there's days that you're busy and you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't even like think of what to post today. That then I can just look at my notebook, what ideas I have, and then post that way. Or if I see posts that I like, I just save them on my on your Facebook saves, and then just repost those. Oh,
Awesome. And so for anyone on here, I mean, we have people who have been exec and they want to get back to exec. We have people who have never been to exec. We have consultants, managers. What is your best advice to the person who is like, okay, I want to do this. I really want to be exec.
own it. Like, show up. That's what you got to do. I have people on my team too are like, I want to make 20 grand this year. I'm like, well, you got to show up. And then they'll be like, I'm busy, I can't do this. I'm like, well, you want that 20 grand, I can't make that for you. So sometimes it's tough love to yourself, being honest. If you want it, how are you going to do it?
Awesome. Does anyone have questions for Danni specifically on her process and how she's doing it?
I do a tedious thing too on Mondays. I go through to my back office, a blueprint, and look to see how much BV is coming through for auto ships for that week and the next week. And I honestly go through my whole team and see whose auto ships are coming up, and just to see if anyone's going to go inactive or who's, like my sister-in-law Megan, she's going to be close to five cycles again this week. So I could count up who's coming up. So I told her, I'm like, you're close. You are going to need like a couple more enrollments. So just to kind of see that too. It's just fun cheering on your team. Like I'm like, yay, I cycled, but it's like, no, I want to see you get that or get the crystal manager or crystal, for stuff.
For sure. And so of the 7 that you've created,
Mm-hmm.
how many really want to put the gaps, because, it's sort of like we recruit the many to find the few that lead to the mass.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
We get a whole bunch of people started. Some, just like, what do you feel like your numbers are when you think about, you've enrolled 19 people this year. You said
Yep.
7 of those have turned consultant.
Yep.
How many that want to do something with it?
I would say there's probably 4 who are for sure would do something with it. The other ones will probably on and off consultant.
Yep.
So,
Yep. Yep. And that's very, it's very consistent. That's very, sometimes I think we think someone has to be like all in wanting to do the business with us, but they just want to like do a little bit, and that's okay. Like what I
have a couple who are just, it's her, like I have someone that's her and her husband and her friend, and she's been a consultant for like 3 months just because she orders collagen, he orders shakes, and her friends order collagen. Like they just, so.
That's good. It's so good. Where to from here for you?
I would 2-star.
2-star. And what does 1-star mean for you, and what will 2-star mean for you? Like money, what are you spending it on? What's your why?
Well, it's right now we're paying lots of vacations. So I'm going to Colorado in a couple days. 2 weeks from then, we're going to Florida. And then most of the summer, every other weekend, we're going somewhere in the camper. So it's just paid off 2 weeks of a Florida vacation over Christmas. It's just kind of not having to say no and just be like, nope, got it.
So cool.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Yeah.
Danni, that's so good. Anyone have anything else that they want to add or questions for Danni? You have her here. She just did it. It's fresh in her mind.
Just don't be scared to share the business. I mean, I was for the longest time, like I could draw out those circles, no problem, but I'd be like, I can't tell you about it. And now it's so easy when someone's like, how much is it? And I'll tell them. And if it's crickets out, I'm just like, grab 2 people, $200 referral bonus. Nothing about starting a business, just $200 referral bonus. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, totally. Becca asked about, do you use the Leaders Rights Here system?
I don't use the website with it. It's more just I go through and draw it out with them. We'll do it I send a lot of individual videos over Messenger, drawing out so it's personal to them, saying, hey, Becca, your sister in this, so it's not just a generic one. It's me actually drawing it out for them if they're not able to
I
read
like
on Zoom.
so you're doing a video, drawing it out for them specifically, and then sending the video.
Yeah, saying, okay, here's your consultant now. Let's help your two people.
Yeah. And are you doing a lot of it via Messenger, text message? Are you doing
a lot of Messenger?
A lot of Messenger.
And then jumping on Zoom calls too.
Jumping on Zoom calls.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I love it. Other questions?
Danny, tell us about the rejection that you faced in hitting executive and what that looked like.
Like what do you mean the rejection?
Like how many people said no to you, or what some of those looked like, how you felt, how you handled it?
Well, Allison asked me that too. She's like, how many no's did you get? I'm like, I don't know. I don't even pay attention anymore. I'm just like, okay. Just with the collagen, I only can remember about maybe 2 or 3 who straight out said no, they weren't interested. And there were some that were crickets, which you just kind of get over it. But honestly, this year with the no's, I'm just kind of like, okay. I mean, there's that. I think the no's that are hardest to get over are when it's your friend and that's who you really want them to do the business. But I've also learned you can't push a wet noodle up a hill. So I've, learned to be like, it's here. So, and honestly, a lot of my people who are building the business, I would not have even guessed that they would be doing this with me. And the ones that I wanted to aren't. So.
Yeah. So you're just like, you're just going far and wide. Like, are you reaching, because a lot of times I hear from people, it just seems like it's so crazy simple the way that you're keeping it. You're just like asking people, and if they say no, you're just letting it roll off your back and you're just moving on. Are you over, like, sometimes people are like, well, I haven't talked to them in 2 years, so I shouldn't reach out, or like, oh, it's been 5 years, so I don't know, or like, oh, they already have they would never need this, are you just.
I just used what Hillary Courtney had, her verbiage she used. I can type it in the group. I can look it up, like what I've sent people is just super simple, like, hey, have you seen my post? But before you send that, are you posting about collagen? Like, you gotta, so.
Yeah, totally.
Is your store open? Like,
that would be awesome if you just do and even just screenshot an example or that would be so good. And then, major kudos to you for having your collagen group going. And have you been starting people on 30-day systems, or really not?
I think this year I personally probably have had 1, maybe 2 of those 19 start with something other than collagen. Otherwise, it's all been collagen.
Awesome. And you've been able to quadruple your income.
Yeah. So
putting a one product. When you think about it,
Yeah. So last year total for the year, I made almost 11,000, and this year right now I'm almost to 9,000. So, yeah.
Wow. That's really.
If anybody, so when you have them in your collagen group, just curious, is if they become open to shakes and cleansing and that kind of stuff, like if you see them starting to build their basket, do you add them to a different product group or anything?
Yeah, I messaged when they're like, hey, I want to, what's this about? I'll then add them to a product group, or if it's around a time that there's a challenge going on, then I'll put them in a challenge group so they can kind of see what it's all about. So.
Cool. Are you mostly focusing on getting people to consultant, or are you helping those people rank advanced too? You mean beyond consultant, I think. Becca?
Yeah. Yep. So there's people who right away quickly got to consultant when the collagen came out. They were simply wanting to get their products paid for, but then there's a few too who are like, well, what's next? That have been in other network marketing stuff where I said, okay, grab 2, help them grab 2 people. So it honestly depends on what they want out of it. And some people are like, oh, I'll just keep inviting people. And if they join, great. If they don't, you know, they just wanted that $200, which whatever, if that's what you want, that's fine. But I keep tabs on, you know, if they stay active, I look at how much their cycles are with them being active. Like, hey, you're sitting on 3 cycles, get your left leg active again, you'll earn, you know, XYZ. So,
So yeah, and you, I mean, manager, I know you have a couple people who want executive, right?
yeah. So Ashley, who's new, she's enrolled 16 or 17 people in the last 3 weeks. She's just finding that this is easy. She's one that's been in a lot of network marketing companies and just hasn't felt that was her spot. And all of a sudden she starts collagen and she's noticed a lot of results herself. So she simply shared and she's just running with it. And she is running for Crystal Manager. She's like, okay, what's next? And this next and what's next? So she wants that. My sister-in-law is running for Crystal Director too. So she wants that. So,
Good.
yeah.
So good. And I mean, you guys imagine like once they can get to events and once they can
I
like
know, that's what
be in person, you know, like the framework, the ground you're laying right now, just simply virtually. And there is a benefit to being, you know, we can keep it so simple. I mean, you know, it's not, sometimes we get clouded up with like the lunch parties or the in-person or the, you know, to just be like, okay, grab some people. But yeah, for them to catch the vision, it's going to be incredible.
Well, and every Wednesday too, I don't know if any of you hopped on, Christine and I do a collagen call every Wednesday at 8. And that's been helpful too, where I had someone enrolled underneath my sister-in-law came on one Wednesday to watch it. And she at the end saw, we did the slide of, you know, you can have 250 cycles and then match that. Or after that, she's like, I want that. What? How do I do that?
Nice.
So,
You're drawing it all the way to max out and you're doing it every Wednesday?
every Wednesday at 8.
Awesome. 8 Central. Okay. Good. And it's always you and Christine?
Yeah, it's usually me and Christine or Christine and Michelle. We kind of switch off.
Very cool.
I draw the comp plan. So my daughter Samantha's always like, are you going to draw the circles and the lines? I'm like, yes.
So good. Awesome. Can we, I mean, you guys just give massive kudos in the chat to Danni. And I mean, it's just such, you know, people tell me, oh, you know, I've been doing this a year, it doesn't work for me. Or, you know, I mean, it's just so wonderful. It's so refreshing. It's so great to see you just like take it and run with it and just not, you know, let, you know, anything about the pandemic or it's too hard or I know this is, how many times have you run for executive?
Oh my gosh, so many times. And I don't know if this time was not a rush. It was kind of like, da-da-da. Then I'm like, oh,
yeah,
I just need one more enrollment.
Yeah.
Under my husband. Okay.
And I remember past time, you know, the like we get bummed out and we get down on ourselves and we chip away at our own self-belief, but you didn't let that, I mean, I remember years ago, right?
Yep.
It's just like, okay, no big deal. Now's my time. Yes, you make it so simple and not weird, Emily said.
Yes.
I know it's big for Emily. Good.
Yeah, I don't know. Just, put your mind to it. I mean, honestly, in January, you guys, I was at associate. Like I went from associate all the way back to director in January because I was like, I am doing this. There's this collagen, there's this new reset in pools, but I have to get back to director to get into the pools. So I need to do something. So
you guys
started those leader in action, and then I was like, oh my God, I did it.
Associate in January.
Yes,
like
associate, and by the end of January, like the last day of the January commission, I got back to director. So February, be in the pools.
Yeah. Wow. Every single person on this call, you guys, is associate or higher. So that's, yes, I love that. And yeah, I mean, it's just been just 3 months of just putting day in, day out, one foot in front of the other. And you had 32 points for leader in action this month and filled out all the categories. So you're definitely hitting Cabo points. I love it. Awesome. Cool. That's what we have for tonight. Any final parting words?
I just pox in my life, guys. I work full time. I'm a social worker for the county, so I'm I have 2 kids too, so it's just
Yeah.
Mhm.
Awesome. We can't wait to be together again soon. Thank you so much for all the value you bring to
Sure.
all of us. We really appreciate it. And if you're not in the group, yeah, so Danny will do a little screenshot. And if you're not in the group, we can add you.
Yep,
Cool.
I'll do the group and about the Wednesday night calls and all that stuff. So
Awesome. Thank you, Danny.
yep, you're welcome.
Bye, guys.
Bye.